Hello everyone and welcome back to the last lesson of Make a Website Lessons on Codecademy. So in the last lesson we looked at the Jumbotron and header navigation which we made, and this is what our webpage looks like so far. So as you can see, we still have a way to go. We need to add the other 4 images. We need to kind of make this image not stretch so much maybe, and I might want to change the text that's on here because Michael Kakam, nope. Homemade goods, just no. It should be programming, shouldn't it? Okay, so many websites have a supporting content area. Supporting content can be arranged using Bootstrap's grid. Below is an example implementation of a supporting content area. So if you don't know what the Bootstrap's grid is, then make sure to check out not the last video, the video before that, when we start explaining or talking about grid at first. So that's lesson 3. When it's explained the best, in my opinion. First, an HTML section element with the container class is used. So we did that last time for the Jumbotron, or a similar thing anyway. Next, div elements with the row class are added. So inside the section, we add div elements. We have 2 rows, so we add 2 div elements with the class row, of course. Finally, the rows are divided by using divs with Bootstrap's call sm and then whatever number class. So for example, you can have call sm6, you can have call sm8 and call sm4, I believe it was, and call sm2 I think was another thing, I'm not too sure, but yeah, things like that. And inside of them you add the content that you want, and in this case it's probably going to be the images. So above, 2 rows are divided into 2 equal parts. Each part takes up 6 of Bootstrap's 12 columns. Using the call sm6 class ensures that this layout will appear when the user screen is the width of a tablet device, so 786 pixels. So on narrower screens such as an iPhone, only 1 image per row will appear. So that's good. They won't have to move left and right or look at miniature images and then have to zoom in to see what the image actually is. Let's create a supporting content area for our web page. Why not? In index.html, 1 line below the closing section tag of the Jumbotron, so this tag here, 1 line below it, we want to add a new section tag, and oh come on, there we go, section, and let's also close it so that I don't forget to close it later on. And I don't really want to indent these because the other one isn't indented, so I don't want to do that right now. First, create a section element with the class container that will contain supporting content, so I want to give it the class container. There we go. Click run to continue. There won't be any visual difference on the web page because we've just made a container. A container has to contain something for you to see it in things like in programming. Inside the opening section class equals container tag, so inside of the thing that we just created, create 2 divs with the Bootstrap class row. So we want 2 new rows. I'm going to delete the ellipses because we don't need the ellipses there. There we go. Be sure to include the closing div tags for your rows, otherwise you will have problems, which might not actually show up as an actual error, but they might cause problems for visually. Inside each row, create 2 figure elements with the Bootstrap call sm6. So we need to create more things. So inside our rows, we are kind of creating columns. Let's do that. That's easy, as it's just copying and pasting at this stage. Deleting the ellipses, or what's the plural of ellipsis? I have no idea. If you guys know, tell me in the comments down below, please. Got to keep my manners. Let's run that. Good, so now we have created figures inside of divs inside of the section. Basically we've created a table, a 2x2 table. so 4 things inside it. Finally, inside each figure, add 2 additional elements. A paragraph element that contains one of the following categories: kitchen, woodwork, gifts, antiques. So for example, kitchen and paragraphs. So I will copy and paste this over in each figure. I do not want it to leave me a new line there. There we go, 2, 3, 4. So one of them needs to be kitchen, the other one needs to be woodwork, the other one gifts, the fourth one antiques. Let's run that. There we go, we can see them show up there, although they're not organized the way we really want them to. Make sure you add a P element and an IMG element. Okay, so we need to add an IMG element as well. An image element containing one of the following image URLs. So we need to do IMG, self-closing tag, IMG src equals, and then we need to give them the appropriate src source. Let's add that on for all of those. There, that one, there, that one, there, and I really hope that these are in order of the way that they were listed above, otherwise it's kind of going to anger me. Good. Kitchen, that looks right, woodwork, that looks right, gifts, that looks right, and antiques, that looks right. Good. So let's see it on full size. As you can see now, it's looking a lot more like what we were looking at in the beginning. Although it still doesn't have the button there, contact or whatever it was. So now we've done that. Did I run it? I think I did. Let's move on. So here's a hint on how to create IMG elements. So we already know, if you guys didn't know, basically it's just IMG src equals, and then from wherever you want to get the image from. It doesn't have to be a website, it can be from your local area, so it can be something like C:/ the image, if that's where you keep your images, which I wouldn't recommend doing because it's a weird place to keep your images, but whatever. Moving on. Congratulations, you've made it to the bottom of the web page, the footer. So in the header we have our title and our navbar. Then we have our jumbotron with the main thing. Then we have our kind of sub images with subtitles giving different sections to our web page. Oops, I did not mean to click that. And then in the bottom we are going to have our footer, which is going to have things like contact and social media, because we want to spread things on social media to get more popularity. Footers display copyright information, social media links, and sometimes site navigation, depending on preference. Sometimes you also might want to have your navbar at the top and the bottom, just to make it easier for the user. Or sometimes you might want to keep it scrolling down with the user. That can be annoying sometimes for the user, but sometimes it's quite useful. It just depends on your style. Below is one possible implementation for a footer section using Bootstrap. First, the footer element with Bootstrap's container class is used. So we have the footer, obviously, and container. Inside the footer, a div with Bootstrap's row class is added to hold footer content. So inside of it we add a div like we did pretty much everything here. Finally, the row is divided into parts using Bootstrap's grid. Here is one suggestion. So we are dividing it by rows, different rows for different things. Or columns, sorry, not rows. Some of them might be rows actually, like this one. Above the row is broken into 3 parts. Broken up into 3 parts, I think it's meant to say. A paragraph element that takes up 4 columns. An unordered list element which takes up 8 columns. And li, or the list element inside the ordered list, so basically the bullet point items which take up 1 column each. The list elements could hold navigation menu items or social media icons. Again, because the call sm whatever it is class is used, this layout will appear on tablet width screens and wider. Screen size is smaller than tablet width, so smaller than 768 pixels. I don't know why I'm saying 678. Will not maintain this layout. Now let's write the code for this, I think it's meant to say. It's not actually finished, that's quite surprising. And there is a space after the R, I think. Isn't there? Yep, there is. They haven't finished this section off completely. Oh well. Instructions. Let's create a footer. Below the supporting contents closing section tag, create a footer element with the Bootstrap class container. So below this, we want, oh come on, footer class, not cals, class equals container, close it and close the footer. Home. Oh, okay. That was weird. Good. Let's paste them out like that. And here we go. Now we can add elements in between. Beneath the opening footer class container tag, create a div with the Bootstrap class row. So let's actually write this out. Div class equals row, close it, slash div, leave spaces, again, indent, that should be fine. Good. Next, divide the row using Bootstrap's grid. So we're probably going to be dividing it the way they told us, so let's just follow the instructions. With those elements with the class call SM8. So we are going to have an unordered list and a paragraph. Let's do that. Delete that. Indent. Run. So inside of our row, which is our div, we have a paragraph element, which is going to contain some text. I don't know what it's going to be. We will see. And then after that, its sibling element is going to be the unordered list, which is probably going to contain some list elements, so li tags. Between the paragraph class SM4 and closing paragraph, add the website copyright. So we want to add that there. I'm guessing that that's the special symbol for the C symbol thingy. That's my guess. Yep. Copy is a character code which web browsers interpret as the copyright symbol. Thought so. Click run to view the copyright symbol in the web browser. So as you can see, now we can see 2016 skill fair. 2016 Michael Kakam. Because I can. There we go. Oh, it's not gonna let me, is it? Oh, it is. It's fine. Good. Between UL class call SM8 and /UL, create 4 li elements. Each will have the class of call SM1. As I thought it's going to happen, we have the li elements in between here. Let's indent them. Good. We will need to add other things inside here, so we don't really just want ellipses. The plural of ellipses. I don't think that's a word. Good. Finally, inside the li class call SM1, add an image element that links to social media icon. So we don't see anything now. Once we add the images, we are going to see the social media icons. So that's going to look much better. And we're going to be connected to more social media, which means more publicity, which means more money. Most of the time anyway, unless you're a non-profit organization, but even then you're probably going to be earning more money than so-called profit organizations. There we go. As you can see now, we have those images right there of different icons for what's called social media. That's it. Good. So we are done with our web page, and it looks quite nice, I think, in my opinion. Hopefully you guys agree with me. And it doesn't look very amateur either. I think that if you were to use something like this, it could be visited and it could be liked by other people. At least compared to things like, I don't know, I can't really think of anything right now. Other places, like just having different colors, the way that you might do it at school, basically. So, going on to our last section, or last lesson of the day. You just built an impressive web page using the Bootstrap CSS framework and finished the Make a Website course on Python on Codecademy. So if you guys want me to do a specific course next, please post in the comments down below. I will be taking it into consideration and probably doing it, because I don't get much feedback for these for some reason. But oh well. Let's take a moment to review the core concepts learned in this lesson, or section, as I like to call it. Web concepts, CSS framework. So this is a set of pre-written CSS rules designed to help you build web pages faster. Bootstrap grid, 12 equal-sized columns which can be utilized via Bootstrap classes to build responsive page layouts quickly and reliably. Bootstrap classes, we have the row, the jumbotron, the call SM, and then the number, text write, button primary. So the row arranges HTML elements in rows and can be useful when building headers, navigation menus, main feature icons, sections, not icons, supporting content, sections, and footers. The jumbotron used to create large showcase sections featuring important content, or content that you want to get the most sales on sometimes, depending on what your web page is about. Call SM number, used to span a specified number of columns on the Bootstrap grid. The SM is short for small and maintains desired CSS layouts on small screens, or tablet-sized things, or sometimes mobile phones, but those rarely have more than the wanted pixel size. Actually, currently they have quite big pixel sizes, but oh well. No, they have small pixel size, large resolution, sorry. Then text write, Bootstrap class used to orient text to the right side of the web page. Button primary, Bootstrap class used to style page elements as buttons, so that you can make them behave in a fancy way once clicked or hovered over. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this course, then please do feel free to ask in the comments down below. I will answer them as soon as possible. If you disliked this video, give me a dislike, tell me in the comments why you disliked it so that I can improve for next time. If you liked it though, please do give me a like so that I am encouraged to make more, and also sharing and subscribing helps out. But until the next video, the next course in this case, please tell me what you want it to be again. Have fun, enjoy programming, and goodbye.